My 8-year-old daughter used to count down the hours until she could sleep. Over at her best friend's house, her best friend's dad, Greg, was the fun parent. He built blanket forts until midnight, made ridiculous pancakes, and treated the kids like they were his own. Then one day, my daughter suddenly refused to go there. I thought she was just tired. I was wrong. A few days later, I found the sleepover invitation crumpled inside her backpack. When I asked why she didn't want to go, she wouldn't even look at me. Then I found an expensive digital camera hidden in her bag. Where did you get this? She froze. It's for a school project. What project? I don't know. Just leave me alone. My daughter had never yelled at me like that before. And then everything changed. My little girl, who lived in dinosaur shirts, suddenly became obsessed with looking pretty. She started asking if she looked good enough. She began staring at herself in the mirror. She even started asking if she looked fat. She was only 8. Then during school pickup, Greg waved at her from across the parking lot. My daughter grabbed my hand so hard her nails dug into my skin. She hid behind me, and she was shaking. That was the moment I knew something was seriously wrong. That night, I stayed awake outside her bedroom. Then I heard something click. A camera. I opened the door. My daughter was sitting on the floor taking pictures of her feet. She immediately started crying. Mommy, I'm sorry. I pulled her into my arms and asked what was happening. Then she whispered something I'll never forget. Greg said you and Daddy needed money. He said this would help. My heart stopped. She handed me the camera. I looked at the photos, and suddenly all those strange things, the money, the makeup, the bracelets, the fear, finally made sense. I told my husband one thing: call 911. The police arrived that night. They took the camera, the broken camera she had destroyed earlier, and everything connected to it. And then investigators discovered something even worse. There weren't just a few pictures, there were hundreds. And they eventually discovered other children connected to Greg. He wasn't the fun parent. He had been hiding behind that image. Months later, Greg pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 15 years in federal prison. But the biggest change wasn't what happened to Greg. It was what happened to my daughter. One morning, months after everything happened, she walked out of her room wearing the dinosaur shirt she'd been afraid to wear. She looked at me nervously. Then she smiled. For the first time in months, she looked like my little girl again. And I realized something. Sometimes the person everyone calls the fun parent is the person you should have been watching the closest. If you want the full story of what happened to Maggie and how her family uncovered the truth, watch the full video.